see your missions are here. There's playlists, and I don't have the requirements for that, which is probably some sort of a purchase for a season pass. So I'll give this one a shot. Maui Expedition. So I've not started this one, which means I'll have to travel to the hub for it before I can actually play it. I think I just need to exit now.
Playlist cleared and ready for takeoff, driver.
Stop hearing the pings, then that means that you are not going towards the treasure. Pings get loud or get more frequent as you're getting closer. So I'm going away from it now. Most likely it is down below me. I probably can't do that, so I'll find a different way to get down there. Bugatti probably does not drive very well in the water. So we're back towards the direction. I figured it had to be down here. It's a bright glowing box that has a name on it for Motorfest. Let's keep my eyes out for it. Not that direction. See it there in the distance. So nice, thank you. It decided I was stuck. I shouldn't be driving. The box gives you power-ups, change in equipment. I don't have a ton of $1 million on this car, $2 million on this car. So I'd like to open it, but I believe when you open it with a car, you get that car, so this is all cars. Obviously I lost the car where it is, so what I probably can do at this point is give it a proper switch to the car and switch right before I but I think we're getting closer, so right there. So I'll go into my vehicle now. 4 upgrades. They're not all better upgrades when it says upgrades. So the gearbox is better. I don't know how the gearbox changes the power, but it changes the power and it changes the acceleration. That makes more sense. And the ECU is going from a rare to an uncommon, but it gives us 7 more horsepower, which didn't do anything for our top speed. Air intake, what were we? 65 to 59. So we're at 14 horsepower and up to 444 kilometers per hour. It's pretty fast. And I guess that's all of it. So I will actually, I'll show this because it'll be a more fun way to get there. I don't know if it's going to start me in the air. Yeah, it does start me in the air. Excellent. So one of the early playlists you do is the opening. It's the Hawaiian excursion of some sort. And from that, you get the off-road Bronco, and you get a speedboat, and you get Grumman F4 World War II thing, Black Sheep Squadron. This hadn't been announced, so honestly I was just kind of click the bell and you announce. And it was coming from the podcast. I am going to stream Thursday night. I'm going to play Nier Automata, which I have been spending 30 minutes on. I hear it's an excellent game. I have never played it more than 30 minutes. I'm going to start working through my backlog. I have so many games to play that I have never really touched. If it catches on, I'll post them out and have opinions on them. It's a Sunday night. Hardywood in Richmond. A Kentucky Christmas morning. It's a gingerbread milk stout. That's aged on bourbon barrels, but that's why it's Kentucky Christmas morning. It's an excellent and high potency beer. So in the next hour, you may see my abilities worse than they already are. Landed. I think in the game it landed 3, so it can't be as bad as Top Gun. Yes. Ah. There we go. Switch back into a different car. I'll just go through what I have so far. I have this Beetle bus that came as the intro car. A 300Z from 1994. Wow, when I was in high school. That I won as a mission reward for one of the playlists. A 911 Carrera that I got from the 911 missions playlist. A 911 GT3 that I bought so I would have a German car to drive around. Corvette Stingray that I got from the Donut playlist, which is a pretty fun playlist. They gave you different types of cars to drive and different manners of driving them. So the Donut people, I guess, have their own YouTube channel and they do car-related videos. And one of the missions, you did a 300Z drive-off, and the first Z you drove had cheap parts, and then you did a lap with that, and then the second lap it transformed into a 300Z with expensive aftermarket parts, and you saw how much faster it was. But the Corvette was a reward. I have yet to drive the Corvette. It's a pretty cool Corvette. I've not always loved Corvettes, but the new Corvettes are really pretty. NSX that I got for the Made in Japan 2. Shelby GT 500 that I got for the American Muscle. I'm a big Mustang fan, always have been, and I love Shelbys. And one day I would love to own a GT 350, GT 500. Maybe if I win the lottery, I'll find my way to like buying a 1960, 1969 GT 350. Super Raijun Edition came from the Made in Japan #1 playlist. Mustang GT is the initial car that I bought, or initial car that I selected. Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. I purchased this recently because I wanted a hypercar. Most of the hypercars are extremely expensive. There were cheaper ones, but this is the one that I wanted, so this is the one that I got. And then the Bronco, the Proto Offshore MK2, and the F4, those all came from the intro Hawaiian playlist. So I did also buy the Porsche because it has an XP boost, as you can see here. I don't know what XP does for me other than increases my level. I don't know what that does for me, but whatever. And the Bugatti also has a 35% XP. I think the cars that give you the XP boost change every week. Sometimes when you switch things around, the nav, oh, never mind, the nav system is fine. This is fine. I'm missing this. There's like a lighted area. Back. See the heads up over there. Oh, it's just parking in front of the sign, I guess. There we go. Hope this looks okay for everybody. This is HDR1, and I looked how to configure OBS to do HDR because this game is fantastic with HDR, so I hope that you get to see the same things that I am. Ooh, I've been to Maui already, so this is going to be new for me. But I guess if you've not done any Maui stuff,
Another activity awaits.
I've never been to Maui. I've been to Oahu, and one of the things you'll learn from this game is there's a bridge that connects to Maui, which I don't think exists in real life, but you get really good at this.
Attention, all festival goers! As you already know, Motorfest has expanded across the Hawaiian archipelago. We still have plenty of adventures to share with you, and will continue to do so for a long time. So, we clearly needed a new place. And what a wonderful place that is. Welcome to Maui. Welcome to your new playground.
There's two kinds of cars in this game. There are the cars that are non-player cars. They look like pretty much average cars. If you get them, it will wreck you. It doesn't really mean anything, just drive off. It's not burnout where there's demolition involved. And then there's player cars, which are typically much more expensive, much nicer cars. And they actually ghost through, which is overshot it, and also before I do that, it sounds like there is Marcus at get it more rapid. Slow down. Alright, this direction. Pick up. Oh, there we go. On top of the bridge. That is a chase. Let's see what we got. Uncommon tires, uncommon ECU, uncommon tires, uncommon suspension. None of that helps. But one of the things that you can do is once you're happier with your equipment, the yellow dot in the top left hand corner of the item tells you where you have an upgrade. But once you've gotten to where you're happier with your item, you can trash the old stuff for, I think they're called mechanic points. If you look in the top, there's all the different currencies that you have. So I have 240,000 of the dollars $4,000 of the crew whatever's that I got from a mission. I think that's the money that you buy, and the 5,300 prestige points that I got from somewhere. I think that got as an Ubisoft cash in from playing so many Ubisoft games. I think those two you get from real money transactions for the CC and for season passes for the Premier points. But then the fourth one is your like mechanic points, and I have 10,000 of that. And those are used to upgrade your equipment when you want to merge lower quality into higher quality, and to change the bonuses on equipment, which I'll show you in just a second. But you can multi-scrap, get rid of all the uncommon parts that aren't equipped. Hold X to scrap it. Yep, let's go. But then once you have a max level of pink, you can merge 3 pinks to make a legendary, which is yellow or gold. Like you can merge the 3 blues to make a pink. So I'll show you that because it's only money. So let's craft. You need a performance part at max level, so we can't do that yet. So we have to get it up to 920, and I don't have anything at 920 yet. So if that happens, then I'll show it. If not, then I won't. It's a race, the penalty for crashing is much higher than it's slowing down. And the penalty states the most important thing. The nice thing about these hypercars is it's so much better than even the level 2 cars. So even more so than the 911, you can push through. Like one of the key things of racing is you never take your foot off the accelerator, your finger off the accelerator. You break through, and with starting with the hypercars, that's really more of a thing. All right, Maui Big Tour. Looks like we got a Porsche of some kind. So let's go.
Let's start with a tour of the island to map out the area. Here, mountains give birth to bamboo forests, and beaches are as red as the fire of a raging volcano. This island is ready to reveal its beauty, and that's what this playlist is all about. We've also put together challenges and side activities to explore every nook and cranny of the island.
Red, green. Get this curve. We got a big curve coming up. It's switch back. Maybe there's a switch back to the opposite. Power to the outside of the curve. Let's go. And then got 9 cars. I like the older until already max here, so I can get a higher top speed. It matters more to using it as often as you can when you're racing people because the computer will use it. That sharp curve coming up, I'm gonna have to brake pretty hard because we're turning more than 90 degrees. Back at the green. Here's the bridge. Because, the bridge exists between all the I'm not sure if I can do this one, but I like the joke. Genetically, she's not white. She's very, very much. But her dad is really you just have to finish the allotted time, and to keep your time up, you have to go to the checkpoints. You can miss checkpoints. It doesn't give you as much time, so you just have to succeed more or less. And you see the progression pop up there, cornering, which may be covered by my head. Sorry about that. 26% of this tour is done. I think I'll do this the position around this just so you can see. Maybe put it in the top right as it is in the value there. This is fun because there's other regular cars here that you can crash into, which don't slow you down. And it feels like they always show up at the wrong place for the wrong time. Or the wrong place for the right time. I currently have the difficulty set to medium. I get the challenge of full advance because I don't play that many racing games. I'm probably better than average, but I'm not practiced. I'm not trained. The difficulty in the mission seems to hover around 2 out of 5, and it's always the actual racing difficulty. I kind of enjoy the current challenge of having to overtake people at the beginning and then just driving as quickly as possible to keep the lead. The game is locked at 69%. Probably started off with the console game. Most cases, 60. Spot. Obviously, PCs can do it a lot higher. I'm running this at 60 frames per second. Max at 4K. I think I'm recording it in 1080p, so if you don't get it at 4K, I'm so sorry. Maybe if you're also up at 4K, I need to spend more time because apparently the PC port of here is not super great. And you can install some fixes for it along with high texture paths that will make it perform and look a whole lot better. Yeah. So if you're kind of watching this Thursday 7:30, we'll see how long it takes to get through that. I don't have a ton of time to play games, probably an hour or so in a day. That's pretty good for me. I'll do my best not to play that without streaming. So if you've not played here, you can see that as well. I know the bare minimums of the game. I know it's about robots that look like people. I think they're robots, I don't think they're androids. I know that young ladies of a certain kind like to dress as the neo robots. I think that's about it. I played with the characters in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I enjoyed that. I've always been told it's an excellent game. I've never played it. I've been for quite a while. And apparently it's the second game in this series. The first one is a Neo Replicant, which I know there are 2 of them. But this is one that I have since it's the one I'm playing. I believe it won't be too much of a buzz. If we ever get a live chat, then we can mock me for not knowing how things go here. This is a long ass race. Most of them are not this long. Up to 55%. And through the rocks. There was one of the earlier missions that I did that talked about going from checkpoints to increase your time and basically like the classic video games, which I bet a lot of people don't know, but in the 80s there was a fantastic video game called Outrun, which is the defining video game of the checkpoint genre. And you drove a Ferrari Testarossa maybe? You had your girlfriend in the car and you chose different forks in the road to take you different places, but the way you got to continue on was to get to the checkpoints faster, and those gave you more time. So if you're wondering where that came from, that's it. I believe somebody did a remake of it in the 2000s or late 90s. Photoshop sticks were a little bit too slippery. The PS5 controllers are personally not like more than the current generation of Xbox controller. So I have one that I do use for this, but anything that's related to Microsoft Game Pass tends to work better with Xbox controllers. You're not guaranteed that universal control works for it, so it's just sort of like an Xbox controller. And while I like the PlayStation controller better, this is a good controller. I've got no problems with it. It's comfortable, it's a good weight. Any other game I like the offset sticks better between me, like I said. So I don't know about this. So obviously, my favorite here is dinner and the not for my performance just much. Still early. I can't drink while I'm doing this, so I'm not helping anything. Here's tire speed. Those of you who are fans of Top Gear might remember the phrase "stealing tires out tire." A tire that is stealing has not reached its max traction. If it goes silent after that, you're in trouble. One of the things that I've never gotten really great at, and it may be how I grew up, is using analog sticks that are to their fullest. I'm still much more of a hit it like go than I am getting in that sweet spot. And that may be limit my performance to some areas, but I seem to be okay. Yes, let me know. One of the things to know about this is that the stick, if you push it down, is the horn. So if you hear the horn, that's because I am turning very hard and pushing down. The important thing is I did not crash. This is very twisty, so I have not used the nitrous. So like, as you play, you see challenges you can complete, you see things pop up on the map that you can do as combat challenges. If you remember Burnout Paradise, it's kind of similar to that, except that those kinds of missions where everything you cross an intersection and that will be your mission. This is not that way. The missions are completely separate from the combat challenges. Alright, 80% is going to be this one, I hope. Because I really need to put some tags and need to maybe coax more than one view out of this thing. I want to increase channel engagement. Kind of plus minus some drift in this game. There are drift stages, and I'm not great. I'm okay with the drift. It is not my default play style, so I have to admit it. I also gravitate more towards cars that but there's multiple play styles you can do. And it's a hard break. But so that's my avatar. Fun fact, when I first picked it up, I thought it was a guy. I changed the clothes. Said, oh, that's a girl. But I stuck with her. No quitter. I changed her hair color so she has red hair. I'm a sucker for that. select free drive. Let's see what we got. She was getting ready to talk to me. Not upgrades for this guy, upgrades for the Bronco. Interesting. They already had those springs, so go back to uncommon, I guess. Again, the yellow dot tells you what the upgrades are for, and typically they're grouped by class. Anything that's street level 2 is going to be able to use the parts. The Porsche's got close to max. Yeah, they're all 750s. So unless I go to Epic, then it's not a benefit. So you see here, I've got pink for everything except 2 legendaries. Combining pink into legendary is expensive. Like, it's like 9,000 mechanic points, and I've only got 10,000 total. So I'd rather not use those to do that. I'm gonna ping some people, see if they want to pop in and watch me make a fool of myself. At this point, I would say, chat, let me know what you want me to drive next, but I don't think the 0 current viewers really care a whole lot. So I'm just gonna mark these as red. Gearbox. What did I miss? Tires. I like to keep something that has the XP bonus. I'm going to stick with the Porsche for right now.
Don't forget to grab your reward vehicle, driver.
Oh. So from here, if you've got a reward to pick up outside of that, if you go back to the Activities tab, now Expeditions Challenge unlocked. And I got a main... oh, that's from getting my level. This is kind of complex where to go, so you have to go from here down, one reward available. MK Nitro Heat. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's a sticker for the car. I haven't spent a lot of time customizing the cars. I tend to enjoy kind of the fun ones. Oh, and the Bugatti couldn't go. Just he's busy uploading this week's episode of Mission. Spotify, podcast, YouTube, as they say, so if you like, subscribe, you'll get to check this video out, and subscribe to the I'm not the greatest streamer in the world. Maybe one day I'll stream some Magic. That's probably not me on my best side. I'm not as... oh, that's a speed trap side. The top speed ever is 790 kilometers. All you have to do is beat a silver speed, which I already got, so I don't think you can get out of that. I don't think you can get that speed. But I've played a lot of Magic Arena. I'm not as expert about it as some of the other streamers are, so that's something I want to work on. If there's enough desire, then this game does have some really good songs that I'm not super familiar with, but I have enjoyed. What you're hearing now is the stream mix, so it's not copyrighted music, so which I really appreciate games doing. Because they want people to stream their games because it increases interest in their games. Whenever they give you a default stream of this, you don't really like testing out the audio. It's pretty nice. I know some people may stream on Twitch. They have their Spotify or music playlist going, and they cut that out for uploading to YouTube. I did not have that video. this is a different way of introducing the challenges there. This is why I have trouble with it.
New playlist ahead. Let's go.
All right. We have a quad. Making sure Joe's aware that he can watch videos while he's uploading.
Good choice. Ready to go?
28 kilometers, oh my gosh. So I am going to switch vehicles and I'm gonna fly my butt there because it's a long way and it's always faster as the crow flies. And yeah, there's no cruise control, so I'm just
The Motorfest invites you off the beaten track for its wildest experience, the Off-Roading Series. A rugged championship that'll see you through jaw-dropping remote
different
locations.
ways to have it POV, you can have it in first person and multiple third persons. In car driving, I to do third person, shoot it at first person, but the difference in cars is because I don't have a triple screen set up with light monitors, I don't have the full wraparound like you would need to be able to see left and right in a car.
This is what the Motorfest series is all about. Beating professional drivers on their own turf.
I wish that there were easy ways to do the tail and move the aerodynamics to turn forward, but just turn left and right with the tail flap. As far as I know, there's no way the right stick spins the camera, the left stick. It's very simplistic. which
Other
I
than
guess is
racing
what
across
it
a
is.
variety of terrains, you'll also get the chance to try out a bunch of off-road vehicles.
I'm glad everybody didn't see that. It looks like it broadcast this fine. With some of the newer NVIDIA drivers, my display goes live every once in a while, which is kind of annoying, but obviously it's just a display adapter issue. It's gotten better, of course, depending on the driver version. It's kind of a common bug if you're using a high resolution display like 4K.
Each series comes with its own professionals. This time, you'll meet Pierce, a British off-road specialist invited by the Motorfest to help guide you through Hawaii's complex terrain. There isn't a place in the world that Pierce hasn't visited. As well as being an outstanding mechanic, he knows all about off-road environments.
Yes, there's everything in this game to F1 cars, which is kind of cool. I haven't been there yet, but I'm sure I'll get there eventually. I grabbed this in Game Pass. I'm a big fan of Game Pass, as I mentioned before. Microsoft's got so many excellent
With Pierce at your side, you'll never get bored. He's extremely skillful, enthusiastic,
I'll
and
drop down
just
in
a little
January.
unpredictable.
Ultimate comes with price increase to PC. Also, because I don't play my Xbox much. But I still think that PC is a pretty good one. But more importantly, you do not stall. That's the thing. Now that it's going to get working on, which is, I guess if there's a real crash, yeah, I can contact. So this is an example of sometimes getting between stages is a little bit
Smell
about
it?
my
The promise of adventure in the air?
Belgium
I can't, of course.
glasses that
I'm an AI. But I bet you
wife
do.
gives me every year. They've got different ones every year at the Asheville Brewery, and she gives me that year's glasses. And so when I'm you'll see. I have ones that I like more than others. Don't tell anybody, but when I have guests over, I give them ones I don't like and they give them ones that I love. But that's my right as the owner. Alright, switchback vehicles. I'll show off the Porsche for a little bit. See how those cars go after me? Those are other cars. There's an entirely fleshed out. This is the typical, so you have that box a little bit of parking, which hasn't been other places. But there's a fully fleshed out multiplayer experience as well. I haven't done that. Oh, so that's one that requires tickets that I don't have. But I can get those from the season pass, and maybe that's wasting my time. This vehicle is required to start the playlist. Well, I have 300,000. Let's buy it. Orange. Whatever. Maybe you get it as part of a bundle. People who play those I'll go for hills.
Off-Roading Addict, a series
So
championship by Motorfest.
I don't know. I thought I was still doing the Maui one. I guess I'm not because obviously I'm not here. This is a traditional race. It's against computers most likely. I've not done a lot of those. The backwards S's are typically slaloms. I don't know some of the other symbols.
What is next in line? The first step, a quad race. Perfect to get you into the swing of things.
It's not the most intuitive system. It's not the most intuitive. There's got to be a tricky starting off that I always get behind. I'm also always starting in a place. We have to deal with this risk. It's a little bit stressful. Always have I do much better when I'm able to get out and just focus on driving, which I'm sure is the key to racing. A bit of a trick there. I'm sure all racing is easier than it is in time. I'm sure all versions of racing gets easier. And if you find out once I get past people to the 6, which is probably why the computer tells me I need to increase the difficulty. there are shortcuts in the game. Apparently I need to get better at finding them because I did not know.
From Pierce so far, but he'll get there. Told you, unpredictable.
It wasn't so bad. Kind of like so there's points involved, so it says he does not release streaming. Share that to clipboard, send it to Discord. I'm going to go back to the other playlist. I am not a fan of starting something and not completing it. Custom mode, Maui Adventure. Was there just one for that? Is that the problem? Oh, I got other rewards. Drive 50 kilometers to the French vehicle in free drive. I got XP and money for that. What did I get for that? I don't know. Another $12,000 and $9,000. Concurrent viewer, that's gotta be Joe showing up. I don't know how to see chat in this thing. There's gotta be a way. Alright, there we go. He's logged in as our channel, so if anybody else shows up, then he can chat with them. So I've got this reward here, and I guess this one? I said I have a reward left. I don't see where it is. Huh. Oh, hold A to collect. That's what it is. $50,000 more dollars. Heck yeah. And I think you pick up rewards just by doing things in those cars. So I've got
new challenges unlocked.
All right, get your award, another 12,000 XP and $9,000. And that may
New challenges unlocked.
Hawaiian Scenic Tour. Ooh, 48,000 XP and $36,000. Drive 3 kilometers off-road and free drive. Fly 2 minutes at a low altitude. I can do that. But I'll work to do it more naturally. Own 1 Nitro Vanity. Not even sure what I did there. 1 hour on Maui with any car and free drive. Wow. Alright, let's see if we can go back to that Maui playlist and knock it out. Or maybe that's all there was in the Maui playlist, is opening up the island that I'd already opened up. I don't know, but I'd probably rather do something else than the off-road. Let's look at the all playlist. I think I have to own a car to do those, which I'll have to buy. That's what the yellow ticket means. Maybe I finished all the available ones and I have to go to off-road. Okay, I guess we'll do this. Fast travel to it. 8 kilometers away. Switch cars, make it a little faster than driving the four-wheeler. Back to the Bugatti. Just saw Joe's everything is live, so obviously this is slalom. I've done this
The
before.
Motorfest invites
It's
you
exactly
to rendezvous
like it says.
at
You get more
Peacock
points the
Flats.
faster you
Your
drive in
first
between
taste
them.
of true freedom on the island.
The Bugatti obviously is very much easier than other cars because most cars they came on the road. Nitro works, so it's a checkpoint. That's bad.
What says countryside more than a good old-fashioned pickup?
I still finished that
These
one.
typically American cars,
Obviously it's tough.
originally designed as
You've got
black
it.
vehicles, have grown in power, modernity and style, but still maintain their
Crash
true
damage doesn't matter in
essence,
this game,
off-roading. Here you will be driving a Toyota Tacoma, a very popular truck here in Hawaii.
Back on the road. Harrison is up the road at this point. So, Joe, what you didn't see before is you can watch the earlier parts of the game where I'm driving much more successfully. The bullseye challenges are having to go through gates in a certain place, and this is off-road, so if I wanted to do this, I'd probably need to be in the Bronco. Game's not as much out of that. I can fix that. How's that? Any better? So go through this gate, it starts it. You want to hit through the smaller green to get the best points. The Bugatti would not do well on this one. Just follow the gates.
To enjoy the open expanse. But don't forget that the championship is also starting, and those first points count.
So if the game volume was much... There's almost no game sound, but better. Ah, there's sliders, I can fix it, but not when I'm playing. So I'll get it after this one. What the heck? How do I do those? I'm not in an airplane. I guess I have to do this one. Wow. Good lord. Okay, let's just abort this one. I'll come back to this at another time. Let's try to get the game volume up higher. Alright, so we're halfway in between where we were before. Tell me what it's like now. Okay, this is up the mountain. There are roads. They don't matter so much, especially when you're in an off-road vehicle like that. The rocky parts you can't climb over. And the higher the hill, the more likely you have to nitro over it is. But it's a whole lot faster to go straight through than go around the curves. Okay, this is better. So I'm at like negative 35 for desktop audio. Alright, ready to turn on. Or not. Some of the trees you can drive straight through, some of the trees are actual trees. So, Joe, this is what I was talking about in terms of fast travel. It's a little bit much to go in between the missions. It's cool the first few times you do it, but
Hopefully Pierce will show up on time for the second race.
I'll probably do this for another half an hour just because I enjoy it. I was trying to aim for an hour. Off-roading.
So, ready for the second step?
Toyota Tacoma. In Europe, I believe they're considered to be unkillable. I remember they were the weapon of choice for ISIS to use in Desert Storm. Oh, there's ones with tires in the back of it. That's a legit off-road vehicle.
Hey there, can you hear me? Sorry I'm late. Bloody traffic jam. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Where was that path again? Let me check my map.
I got some red arrows
right,
ahead.
there you
Just
are.
slow it down. This
I'm
is
coming.
not a Bugatti. Good news is I am now in first. You don't want to see.
Oh, sorry, where are my manners? I'm Pierce. They call me the off-road specialist, but simply off-roader will do. Pleased to meet you, my friend.
Meet you too, Pierce. Glad you could come along. There are ramps. They're incredibly fun to drive over, as you would expect.
And scout the field ahead,
It helps to
so you
nitro
can
over top
avoid
of
any
you to
nasty
get a little more
surprises.
distance.
Lesson 1. Always know your environment.
Well, considering I've never played this level before, how would I know my environment? As you get to the checkpoint, you'll see your splits between the people behind you. So I expect to be a few seconds ahead now. I don't know why they fall off so quickly most of the time, but they do. Haven't even popped up yet, so that's bad. This is just like the previous one, so I have
Oh my word,
a percentage
what's that?
of
Okay, hold on tight. You're gonna love this.
course to do. Nice.
Now that's what I call a bloody landing, my friend. Whoa!
This is much closer to the typical one, it may be a little short. I'm at 70% of this level already. The previous one we did was a long one.
So, a Toyota Tacoma. Great choice. A bit modern for my taste, but Japanese trucks are more than reliable.
Oh, there's somebody right on my butt.
This descent is going to be shaky. You'll need to keep your speed up if you want your suspension to hold.
That was scary, but I
Full of wrecks.
kept it up.
Glorious. What a ride. I couldn't have imagined a better first meeting.
Good to meet you, Pierce. I was almost 4 seconds ahead of Marion R. It's not bad. Jane P was bad comparatively, so I'm now 6 points ahead of her. Let's switch cars, get there a little bit faster. looking for a last-minute Christmas present.
Our next
Or a
event
first-minute
is a few
considering it's not even
kilometers
December
away.
yet.
Feel free to follow
I'd
the
love a
shore for a
Bugatti, even though
while.
I can't afford the insurance on it. If you're looking to give one away, I'll find out for it. I'll take care of it, I promise.
When it comes to off-roading, there are a surprising
Just
number
because
of
it's
viable
relevant.
vehicles.
I
You
have
might think
two
that only a
cars that I
sturdy,
enjoy
high-up
for
four-wheel drive could do the job.
differing reasons.
But there are
I have a
actually way more
2012
options.
Mustang GT. Like I said, I've been a Mustang fan for a long time, and I just love the car. It's so much fun to drive. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't super expensive either. It's so much fun to drive. I like taking it over the mountains, gunning it up hills. It handles very well. And my other car is a Subaru Crosstrek that for whatever dumb reason is so much fun to drive. It's not fast. It won't beat a bicycle on a head-to-head race, but it's small and it gets me anywhere that I want to be with it. So I do put my mountain bike in the back, my road bike in the back, and it's just a good car.
Bikes allow for an entirely different style of driving, so we're able to put you out on a very special route. Certified daredevils only.
Sounds like we're getting motorcycles. Ah! Those cars look like they went wide to avoid the other players. Not that one. That's my fault entirely. Ah! I was hoping that would give me the speed trap, but it did not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch back over to the plane and try to get out of here and get back up to where I was going. This is kind of nuts. It's not as nuts as some weirder games, but you definitely get to do some wacky stuff. Just like Sisyphus, heading up that hill.
We're here. Trust me. You're not ready for this?
I'm just gonna land right on top of it. Do it. There we go. This looks pretty cool. A Beamer motorcycle.
Okay, I'm right above you. Let's do this. You're biking this time. Not quite the same experience, but I can tell from up here, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Hit him in the air. And the camera went through
nice! And it gets better. Wait
Camera to the
for
world.
it. And here it comes. Whoa!
I'm sure there are people who would do that, but that is not
Oh my
me.
days, that was insane. You
Hurt my
guys
butt
are even
for years.
crazier than I am.
Thanks, Pierce. Looks like they're right on top of me, so I need to not play around. I'm having trouble keeping track of the direction of the course. And I'm in fourth now? Yeah, fourth.
Shall we have another go? Obviously that's the plan, but we have to climb back up the mountain first.
The great thing about being not in the front is they'll duel and you can kind of cut inside a little bit.
That
I've
is
cut
an
off a lot
awesome
of the
bike
time.
you got there. A A BMW R1200 GS, if I'm not mistaken. One of the most reliable and best-selling motorcycles ever.
Turbo.
Back on top. It's time to give it your all, my friend.
Trying to get some
Full
space.
speed. Oh, God. Hold on to your clutch.
Wow. That is cool. It mutes the sound as you go across.
Touchdown.
Points. Marion's 10 points behind me. This is the first race series that I remember doing. Okay. The Mustang GT. I'm gonna switch over to something different just to get more XP because I need XP, right? And I'm gonna drive off road to get there because it doesn't matter. The sunflowers. I didn't know the sunflowers were big in Hawaii, but it's a pretty sweet part too. I'm not the world's biggest Porsche
Take
fan.
a deep breath. Where I'm
Styling is
taking you,
not my favorite, but
oxygen's
it's a good car.
scarce. You're
I'd love to be
literally
able to
about to
afford one
burn
of
the
these
rubber
one
off
day.
your tires. And that's not all.
Maybe when this streaming career takes off. The curve. 5K to go. For us Americans, 3.1 miles.
Okay, no more teasing. We're talking SSV race in high altitude.
Don't know what SSV racing is. Speed trap, I'm gonna beat the required score by a lot, but I'm not gonna hit 700 kilometers per hour. That's like what, 600 miles an hour? And I missed the turn off because I was busy. So turn around, let's go. The storm of the distance is kind of cool. I guess that's shooting the sides. I don't know, does anybody else feel bad for the cars that are in the back? You're obviously losing the race. The other cool thing that I have not seen in this since I've started playing today with y'all is the crew is about working with other people in your crew to beat other crews, and you'll see your rivals show up in different places and you can track them down and then challenge them. And then they give you clues as to who their crew leader is, whatever that means. Essentially it's just going through many bosses to get to the final boss
You're in for
and
a
beating them in
mad
the race, which
ride.
is kind of cool. Alright, let's see what this is. Ivory Tower IVT Falcon something something. Finish the event. You have to win. Make the job that easier. I guess Kid Crypt is
An
streamer
SSV
okay.
race on top of a volcano?
Music?
Damn!
I
I'm
would've
so
guessed
glad I
anything
signed up for
that's
this.
named.
I'll fly around and get better visibility on the track. extremely hard, dry and rocky. A real car breaker. Luckily, the shock absorbers you got on that thing are made for this kind of turf.
Ah, Marion. On races with more defined boundaries, you can push them into the walls, which sure is dirty, but they're also computers. I'm not sure why it's telling me red. I don't feel like I need to slow down a ton here.
This trail is beyond crazy. Motorfest really went all out with this experience.
Got a decent enough lead over Marion all the way down. This is a 2-lap race, non-percentage base, so if you like the first lap, it's good to see it again the second lap.
Epic first lap. One more to go.
Alright, thank you. There's the nitrous, hit the ramp. Oh!
These little buggers skid on every turn. It's like a buggy, but with bigger brakes and more comfort. I need one.
Hit the narrator, go buy one. I don't even see them in my rear now, so I'm happy with that. Obviously, the first race where I finished second is an aberration.
Keep left, my friend.
Alright, punch up the hill. I'd like to get some more distance.
The finish
between
line is
Marion
coming up.
and other
Fire!
people just second and points. So
Awesome machine. I wonder if the Motorfest would be willing to give some of these babies away.
Gain 3 points on Marion. 13 points. Pretty good lead. Let's see how many more races are in this thing. 4. I'll do one more tonight. Maybe I'll stream a little tomorrow night. Switch vehicles. For whatever reason, a low
The
slung
series
car
will
with
continue with the
summer tires
traditional
would be so
off-road
hot
discipline,
off-road.
the cross-country rally.
I don't know why there's a path on a road when it looks like there's not a road here. I'm just gonna climb the mountain. Nitrous up the hill.
Shine
There's
up
the
the
Hawaiian
flash.
Observatory.
You'll be up against some real stars. The Porsche 959 Raid, the Volkswagen Touareg, or even the Mini Countryman. A whole bunch of vehicles with victories on the biggest rallies in the world.
Seems weird to have a Porsche off-road race. But I guess it's a Lamborghini SUV now, so nothing is sacred. No. I like where I am. Land Rover Defender. Saving the lives of explorers for 60 years. When I was in college, one of the anthropology professors had a Defender. It was old as the hills and obviously could probably Terran terrain. As those old Land
Here we
Rovers
go
are
again.
legendary
Same
for.
deal.
Is that a
I'll
Mini
check the way
Cooper?
from up here and
Oh,
give
come
you a
on.
heads up when the rough patches are coming. Let me be the Chewie to your Han.
All right, sounds good, Marion. Not Marion, Francois.
A rally raid. The Motorfest sure knows how to seduce me with adventure.
Somebody's right on my butt. Marion R. Got a
And
little
a river
space in
runs
between.
through it.
I know you and Marion.
You've got to cross the river again. Watch out for the current. There's no rescue winch in this chopper.
I guess it could be either one. Ooh, save a little nitro for the ramp. Get it.
This Defender is like an old-fashioned rugby player. 400 horsepower under a 70-year-old bonnet. That's how we make them in the UK.
I don't want to throw too many stones, but UK and reliability aren't always good hand in hand, in my opinion, for cars. Aston Martin is an outlier. My
Change of
father-in-law
course,
used to have
port side.
Jaguars. I remember taking it to the car wash one time and hearing somebody say, "Sure, it's a pretty Jag. I'm sure it costs a lot to keep it running."
I've done races in South Africa almost as exciting as this one. They were
See how far
actually
I'm
quite
ahead of Mary
similar,
in this next
except
checkpoint.
they had
I think
walking
it's a
giraffes
long
instead of
way.
floating goats. On your right, after the bridge.
I haven't done the split yet. That's probably bad for Marion. 9 seconds.
Expect a little surprise after this jump.
Ooh. Hope it's zero
They've pulled out
points.
all the stops for you. Go cross that line.
There's a 3-point gain on Marion at 15 points. Wow. We'll look at parts, then I'll sign off for the night. I hope anybody else has enjoyed this. Maybe you'll catch it on review. A lot of upgrades for the Bronco. I'm just going to pick in the highest number. Number go up, that's all you need to know. Until you're worrying about your bonuses that come on the Epic and Legendary, I don't know that it matters. And again, I've largely been playing single player, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, number go up on the Bronco. It is now a 360 out of 590 level. Cool. Bugatti's got upgrades. Nice. Yeah, this one does 445 kmh. Feels pretty good. That's like, what, 280 miles per hour? That seems unsafe at any speed. Clears it all out. Let's look at the Cobra. Not Cobra. I've had friends who have said things about calling them Cobras. It's a Shelby GT. Cobras are small, 2-seater, no top. Nothing for the vet. Oh, it came maxed out. That's cool. Huh. before I go, I will show off, not for that one, but for this one, the customization options you can do. All of these cost money. Your B currency there, you can change the color. These are the default colors. In my mind, Porsches only come in two colors, yellow and silver is not an option, so you go yellow. My dad owned Porsches in red and in black, and currently owns a purple one, which is an interesting color, just not a Porsche color in my opinion. But then you can go off the rails and hit anything in the rainbow under standard, metallic, chrome, anodized, iridescent. And honestly, these are kind of cool, but I don't want to spend the money on it that I could be spending on their cars. When I buy everything that I want, then I'll switch over and maybe change things. Yeah, you can change different parts: hood, bumper, fender, rims. Change the stance if you so feel. For this one, I did get the carbon fiber look for the ground effects, just because I thought it looked cool. Vanity, I don't have any. Oh, I don't know where that goes. That's cool though. That may be what it looks like whenever the nitrous comes out. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't care about window tints. And all the different horns. It's a horn. I don't intend to use it. Dashboard figures. I guess some people love those things. I couldn't care less. You can create your own livery. Some of those are kind of cool, I have to admit. That's how you get away from the paparazzi. And I guess before I go, I'll show off some of the cars that you can buy. I believe most of them you can get for the currency you earn in game. Space Kid Underglass, cool. This is one of the playlists, and a lot of the things in here are discounted. This is where I got the Porsche. They give you an XP bonus for the week or a month or whatever it is. I guess I'll find out later what they do. That Lamborghini's a pretty color. That's sweet. I do like that. Acuras. I have an NSX already, so don't care about that. Alphas. I don't know Apollo. That's an interesting car, though. Aston Martin. At some point in time, I'm gonna have to do the Hollywood action to get the DB5. I love old Aston Martins. I love new Aston Martins, but the old James Bond cars, it's pretty sweet. Audis, eh. Get a Beechcraft. I don't know how it's better than the airplane that I have. Bentleys, those feel like luxury cars your butler drives, not something that you would drive. Bugattis are fantastic. I've seen one in person in Beverly Hills, but they're awesome cars. I'm happy with this Chiron Super Sport Divine Edition. It's a very pretty car. I think I spent a little more than some of the other cars to get it, but it was worth it to me. In one of the missions or one of the playlists, you do drive one of these. It's kind of cool, even though it's not my car of choice. Buick Grand National. I like that. Back in the day, that was a sleeper car. Cadillac, Chevys. I'm not a huge Chevy fan. I would love one of the new Mustangs or Camaros. These Camaros I don't like a ton. The newer model Camaros are pretty sweet looking though. That's a legit jet. Wow. DeLorean. A stainless steel piece of crap. Street tier level 1. That feels generous. Dodges, Ducatis. I don't have a motorcycle yet. I guess I need to buy one at some point. And I do need to get a Ferrari in that pretty red color. That's a great looking car. I like that. I don't know that I need any more Mustangs. I do want an F40 or a Ford GT. Those are just... I guess that 40's Ferrari. Ford GT is what I'm talking about. I need to get one of those at some point. Those are one of my favorite looking cars of all time. And I'm sure I'll have to buy every old Mustang. I don't remember seeing a GT350. Honestly, that's my dream car. A white with blue stripes would just be great. What else do I want to see? It's a fancy car. It's Ivory Tower. So, oh, it's an Ubisoft made-up car. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that brand, which probably shows my ignorance more than anything. That's a cool color. Never been a Lambo fan. I mean, you got a white side swipe here. They're okay. They just feel more crass than a Ferrari. I do need to get a 90s RX-7. That's one of my favorite production car views of all time. My dad had a red one. It's a pretty sweet car. His did not have a spoiler, which it desperately needed. Merc. One of the missions I drove a Mitsubishi. Definitely need to get one. There's the plane that I have. Yanni. Ah, Smokey and the Bandit. It's a pretty cool car. Porsche. Salines are nice. Very Mustang adjacent. There's the Shelbys. GT500, 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 GT500. That's an all-time classic. That's just an amazing looking car. I got a Supra, so I don't need another Toyota right now. Alright, well that's it. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed watching me play. Be back sometime later this week at the very least. I think I'm going to try on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, where I will be streaming Nier Automata. I hope you decide to come and watch and or review at a later time. If you weren't here to watch this live, I hope you pick it up a later time. But yeah, I was glad to have y'all here. I will talk to y'all later. Have a fantastic week. Bye, y'all.